Hi, so today I wanted to make a video showing how to do my recipe for 2-minute microwaveable low-carb brownies that taste exactly like the real thing. And they're a perfect treat for if you're craving something really sugary, but you don't want to feel guilty about it. And it's friendly for you ketoers out there or anyone on the paleo diet, Atkins diet. If you're a diabetic, this isn't going to raise your blood sugar because there's no added sugars, and it only turns out to be a little under 4 carbs per serving. So let's get started. Okay, so here are all the things you're going to need to make this recipe. First, you want 100% natural unsweetened cocoa powder. And let me just show you the nutritional facts here. So each serving is going to be 1 tablespoon, and this recipe only requires 3. And if you look at the carbohydrates, it says 3 total, but you can actually subtract the dietary fiber to get your net carbs per serving, because dietary fiber isn't going to raise your blood sugar. And as you can see, there's 0 added sugars to this. So that's only going to be 1 net carb per serving. And you're going to want 2 eggs, which I have already put in here to spare you guys watching me make a mess. You're going to want heavy whipping cream. And as you can see here, there is less than 1 carb and 1 sugar. I don't know how that works, but whatever. All right, and the magic ingredient is liquid stevia. Now, if you don't know what this is not a sugar alcohol like the awful stuff in sugar-free gummy bears. This is not going to make you hostage to the bathroom. It comes from the stevia leaf, so it's all natural, and it's actually 200 times sweeter than sugar. So a little goes a long way. I do have a low-carb pancake recipe that only requires like 2 drops of this. But this one, because the cocoa powder is going to be so bitter, we're actually going to be using about a dropper full of this. All right. Oh, and also this tends to come in like various flavors. There's like vanilla or chocolate, and all the brands do this. But I prefer using just plain, regular, non-flavored stevia for this recipe. All right, so after you have put your 2 eggs into a microwave-safe mug, the next step is to add the heavy whipping cream. And I don't actually have a measurement for this. I always just sort of eyeball it. You know, you can add more or less depending on how moist you want the brownies to be. And really the purpose of this is to add sort of the buttery fattiness that, you know, is present in your regular decadent brownies. And it also acts as a conduit to be able to stir everything together and add the stevia in. So let's see. I'm gonna add that much. Cat is not necessary for this recipe, don't worry. And I still say that like this recipe is 4 carbs maximum. A lot of brands of this will say like 0 carbs and like 0 added sugars, or like less than 1 and 0 added sugars. I don't know how this calculation came in, but usually you're not going to get really any sugar from this. So don't worry about this adding too much extra sugar to your recipe. So there we go. Next, we're going to add the cocoa powder. Okay, so I'm going to take a tablespoon measuring thingamajig. And I never do this exact, but we're going to use 3. If you're wondering what that noise is, my cat is playing with the heavy whipping cream cat. Okay, and then we are going to whisk this up and add the stevia sweetener last. Okay, so I have finished whisking this, and it's going to look sort of like this consistency. And then we are going to add a dropper full of this. That's probably about a third. It doesn't squeeze all the way to the top. All right, each one of those is probably about a third, so that's going to be good. All right, so I'm going to put this in the microwave for 2 minutes. All right, let's see how it turned out. That looks awesome. All right, so you can see that this is kind of bouncy, a little bit eggy. If you don't like this consistency, you can add 1 more tablespoon of the cocoa powder, and that's going to give it more of a floury, more like a normal brownie consistency. But I like to minimize carbs. You know, it still tastes exactly like a brownie, so I don't mind the consistency. It's really not all that eggy, to be honest. And it doesn't taste like egg or anything. And you can also just like customize this recipe in a lot of different ways. For those of you on keto, if you want to, you know, make the macros even more keto friendly, you can use protein powder to supplement in there, or like cocoa flavored protein powder. You can add a little more heavy cream. It'll make it a little more moist and give you more fats. And really you can just sort of manipulate the ingredients in a bunch of different ways. So there you have it, your 2-minute low-carb microwave brownie. All right, here I go. I don't know why I'm doing a reaction shot. I have this like all the time. Oh my god, I'm so surprised. It tastes great. Okay, I'm gonna go eat now. Bye.